Chinese manufacturing looks like a myth that transcends modernity. This myth often gives the first impression that, especially in the case of its protagonist, Shenzhen, it's a tale of hardworking, low-paid laborers amidst densely packed industries and factories with severe exploitation, showcasing the survival struggles of migrant workers fighting for their livelihoods. These indeed are scenes from Shenzhen, but they do not represent the whole picture. This city, which produces 83% of the world's mobile phones, is home to flagship Chinese companies like Xiaomi, Lenovo, and DJI. First-class Taiwanese OEM factories such as Foxconn, TSMC, and Giant. In Huaqiangbei, a dream market that can satisfy all your needs from design to production, from international trade to personal electronics consumption. It's a constellation of price, diversity, and flexibility of assembly. The World Factory not only provides the necessary products for the world, but also everything it needs for itself. Local hardware startups in Shenzhen are like kids in a candy store, freely experimenting and creating at low costs. The average resident age in this dynamic constellation is 32.5 years old, making it the youngest city in all of China. Over the past 45 years, it has served as the main engine for China's unique form of capitalism, propelling both China and the ICT industry into indispensable roles in the global economy, contributing 15% of global export capacity, second only to the United States. Shenzhen has transformed from a small fishing village of 12,000 people into a metropolis of 17.79 million people. The metropolitan areas of southern and coastal China have pushed the country's GDP from $149.5 billion in 1978 to $12.24 trillion by 2017, an increase of 82 times. Although growth has slowed since then, it still reached 17.8 trillion in 2023, representing an 18-fold increase compared to pre-reform China, with an average annual growth rate of 10% over 45 years, which is more than double the average annual growth rate of 5% in the United States. We can imagine this world factory as a forest ecosystem, which represents a unique development model from the perspective of institutional economics. Before 1978, the forest was filled with large trees, state-owned enterprises, many of which had overgrown to an unhealthy state. After Deng Xiaoping's South Tour speeches, the decision was made not to fell these large trees, but to plant new trees of various sizes in the forest. The diversity of the forest increased, with township enterprises, private businesses, foreign invested companies, along with state-owned enterprises all coexisting. The trees in this forest compete for living space and nutrients. Among them, Taiwanese enterprises grow fast and thrive with favorable environment. From 1995 to 2008, some of the large trees, like Foxconn and the shoemaker Feng Tai, stood out and grew several heads taller than their neighbors. After 2008, while there were still many robust foreign and Taiwanese transplanted trees, they no longer stood out prominently, and their importance to the overall health of the forest diminished. The global financial crisis severely impacted China's primary export markets, as well as export-oriented enterprises. The government actively nurtured domestic enterprises and promoted technology entrepreneurship policies, utilizing local government guiding funds to nourish the native large trees, while foreign and Taiwanese enterprises felt the effect of pruning their branches. This city in the global south is undergoing a transformation through the Shenzhen Bay Super Project, which aims for large-scale infrastructure construction, industrial upgrading, and public facility renovation, with hopes of achieving significant results by 2035. Before the centenary of China's founding in 2049, Shenzhen strives to become a model of global innovation city. Perhaps the era of China as the world factory has already come to an end. This state-driven version of economic development marks the age of mass entrepreneurship and mass innovation, a post-Shanghai era, and a time of the triumph of innovative realism. It is also a story of reversing the chronic poverty of the global south.